Sup dudes, it's Snail. April has been an insane month for modding. In fact, I've been so impressed by the mods uploaded to Nexus this month that we don't have 5 or 10 mods. Now those are rookie numbers, put that shit away. We have 14 mods. Holy shit, that's a lot of mods. That's enough to keep any high functioner such as myself busy for a long time. So as a result of that, we're gonna move pretty fast through this video, so make sure you use the chapters, cause you're gonna need them. Now, unlike my settlement mods video, which you can see in the upper right corner or in the description if you're looking for it, we're looking at a bunch of different categories in this video, including all the categories listed on screen right here. And not only are we going to be looking at them, but we're also going to be listing one as the winner for the month. As always, if you see a mod you like, you can find it linked in the description. And if you enjoy these videos, if you think these videos are helpful, I need you to hit like and subscribe to keep the snail train a-chuggin'. Okay, now even though this isn't a settlement mod video, that doesn't mean we're not starting with settlement mods, because we are. And if you've seen the bus stop settlement video I made a while back, you'll know I love challenging settlement locations like this one from Zorkaz. It's the Narrow Gorge settlement location. Found next to the Boston Mayoral Shelter and north of Fort Hagen on the west side of the map, this new settlement location gives you a massive build space and an insane build budget to use, but there's a catch. Most of the ground in this settlement is completely uneven, consisting of rocky cliff faces with a pond at the bottom of the ravine. The landscape of this location doesn't really make for easy building, but with just a little effort, you could make this location incredibly scenic. I don't have a lot of time here, so I'm just building the framework for a tiered city out of some platforms and stairs. While I was building, I started to realize just how much fun actually building this settlement out could be. So while building it, I made a mental note to save this for a future video, so stay tuned when I inevitably drop the Narrow Gorge challenge build. Building the tiers was pretty simple, although vanilla snapping leaves a lot to be desired. I don't yet know of a mod that improves snapping, but if you do, let me know in the comments. But now that I've got the basic layout of the tiers going, it's time to build some furniture, and luckily this month gave us a small but mighty entry for furniture objects in the form of HF's new workshop furniture pack. If you're not familiar, HF is a modder who makes a lot of extremely high quality textures and objects for Fallout 4, and this mod is no different from his others. The pack contains some really ornate, well-made furniture that you're sure to find use for in any setting. It consists of 2 stools, 2 chairs, a stylish yet still worn bed, an end table with a very aesthetic cloth over it, and a beautiful common table for your settlers to gather around. These pieces are available in texture sizes ranging from 1K to 4K, but what you're currently seeing is the 2K size to give you a visual of what the middle ground looks like. Ever notice how there's a bunch of games scattered across the Commonwealth in the form of holotapes? Well, Lonnie667 has noticed, and they've decided to put these games in arcade cabinets and make them buildable objects within your settlement. Every game you could play from a holotape is available as an arcade cabinet, and each cabinet comes in a variety of basic colors to best suit your aesthetic needs. These arcade cabinets are fully interactable by the player, so even you can find some time in between harassing the local raiders to play some good old Zeta Invaders. Aside from the cabinets, the mod also adds several pieces of decoration to christen your brand new Wasteland arcade and some non-functional arcade games for your settlers to enjoy. You can interact with these too, but for now there's no minigame attached to them. It would be super cool to see something like that in the future, but for now even this much is pretty great. Now that we built all this nice stuff, we need to make sure that our defense posture is looking good. So let's use Guard Shacks and Building Additions by Zeke2323, which adds a bunch of lore-friendly additions to the defense section of the settlement menu. These additions also include some very believable guard railings, an assignable sandbag barrier guard post, and a canopy for your vanilla guard posts. I find my favorite part of this mod is the fencing, so I made an excuse to use it a bunch by creating a guard tower on the adjacent cliff. Now this guard tower is great, but let's place a PC for the guards to use in their downtime, and for that I'm going to use Apex Gaming PCs. There's the bronze and streamer models, but I'll get the streamer plus model in this case, which by the way comes standard with a Ryzen 5 7600X, 32GB of DDR5 RAM, holy shit that's fast as fuck, and an RX 7700 XT to create the perfect mid-level PC for me to play a 10-year-old game on. I'm bad though, broke as dirt by the way, so I'm just going to use their financing option to pay as low as $60 a month to get the party started sooner. Plus, if I use code SNAIL at checkout, I can get 5% off my purchase price. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment now. Thanks, Apex. There, all done. A basic guard tower for the settlement to defend itself with. Now, defense is great and all, but sometimes you just need to take the fight to the enemy. And luckily, the combat and weapons section has no shortage of fight to offer you. Alright, let's start this section off with a bang. From the same team that brought you the RCW we saw in last month's Best Mods video comes a pack full of great throwables. This is Dak's Explosive Pack. The pack includes 17 brand new throwable weapons. You've got everything you could possibly think of in there, from impact grenades to nail bombs to sticky bombs to throwing axes. There are even, dude, get this, there's even a smoke grenade for what is probably the first time in Fallout 4 mod history. This is exciting. I don't think it's exactly functional, but you know, at least it's a smoke grenade, so I'll take it. This pack blasts open a whole range of new approaches to combat that previously weren't really available, and each grenade is lovingly crafted by the team and made with utmost attention to lore friendliness. Yo, shout out to my boy Pig! Now before you pull the pin on this pack, just remember you obviously can't get too close to enemies when you want to give them a case of the boomies, but it turns out Dak & Co have you covered there as well with the 22 PDW. See where the explosive pack will clear groups of enemies with extreme percussive force? The 22 PD will mop up any of the stragglers in quick succession with its massive ammo reserves, blistering fire rate, and its portability. This thing just peppers whatever you aim it at with bullets. It's quick, it's distinctive, and it's kind of looking at me a little funny, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to act up, boys. Nope, not now, Snail. It's just plain good. As you can expect from a Dak weapon, it's got a full range of customization options, so if you want to use it as that one weird pistol from Resident Evil Code Veronica X, you totally can. Likewise, if you want a lightweight carbine, you can go that direction as well. Also, given that the ammo is 22 rounds from the munitions mod, it's going to be dirt cheap and it's readily available at any given weapon vendor, which is perfect because you're going to be pouring ammo through this thing like a sieve, and especially at those stupid melee raiders who are trying to bum rush you with a butter knife. Though with this power armor you're about to see, you might never need to worry about getting stabbed ever again. Sorry Brits, I'm actually just talking about in-game, not real life. Best of luck though. So power armor, right guys? It's supposed to make you feel like a walking tank when you use it. It's hefty and it has a lot of damage resistance, but this new suit of power armor from the Proxy God will bring you pretty damn close to looking like a tank too. This is the Dreadnought power armor. It's a Trench Crusade inspired piece of power armor that evokes a strong World War I type imagery. Every time I look at this thing, I can't help but think of the Shock Trooper upgrades from Battlefield 1. It comes with customization options to fit seamlessly with the other power armor offerings, and while the enter and the exit animation is a little jank, that doesn't detract from the suit or its aesthetics at all. Now, while it looks pretty damn close to a walking tank, it needs to be paired with this next mod to complete the whole picture. And instead of telling you, let me just show you why. This is the Colt Mark 40 L45 autocannon. A shoulder-mounted 20mm gun that feels a lot more like a tank weapon than an infantry weapon. It's extremely powerful and completes just about any power armor for that walking tank feeling that power armor is supposed to give you. Direct hits are devastating to even tougher enemies, and the splash damage will take care of any beta orbiters that find themselves surrounding your target. I'm just here because I love my boss. Despite its boisterous power and insane devastation capabilities, it still completely fits within the mold of being lore-friendly, especially due to how ridiculously delightful it is as a concept. It's like having a literal AA gun on your shoulder just shooting off at everything in sight. Nuka World Overboss? Check. Queen Nukalurk? Check. Liberty Prime? What? Okay, yeah, check. Oh, wait a second. No, stop the gameplay. Why are there so many bosses here? What gives? Oh, well that would be because we have too many boss enemies installed. This is a mod made by a fellow YouTuber named Natty, and he made this mod for a video on his channel. I suggest you go check it out, it's pretty cool. You ever felt like there wasn't enough boss encounters in your travels? Maybe you just want to get caught lacking by a random nuclear queen or a behemoth? Well, if that's the case, get help. But also, you need to install too many boss enemies, which will replace almost all NPCs with a randomized boss with hilarious results. Turns out, if you get a bunch of bosses in the same cells together, they just start attacking each other for their claim to the territory. See, I started a new game for the footage for this video, and as soon as I left the vault, there was a swan right in front of me. But then that swan started tanking nukes thrown by a nearby Liberty Prime. Now the fight did go on for a while, and the two were trading blows, and I just kinda stood back and was thankful I wasn't involved. But eventually, of course, the communist swan was defeated by the ultra-capitalist Liberty Prime. Fuck yeah, freedom. But then something off-screen killed Prime, and Prime hit the sickest ragdoll I think I've ever seen. And I'm left here just thankful that I was too small for anyone to bother with. That's just one example, but when you use this mod, you'll encounter boss fights literally everywhere you go. If you're a fast traveler, that makes it worse because they tend to spawn pretty close to you. And keep in mind, this mod pulls from a pool of the entire boss enemy list at random, so you never know what you're going to go up against. One thing's for certain though, you're going to need a lot of stim packs if you use this mod, and that's where HD Chem's project and their exotic stim packs are going to come in handy. Because exotic stim packs doesn't just give stim packs new textures, it also adds a few newer, more powerful healing options in high resolution detail. Brand new to Fallout 4 are the classics like Super Stim Pack, Auto Stim Packs, Auto Super Stim Packs, and there's a brand new addition to any Fallout game ever made, and that is the Super Duper Stim Pack. I know it's kind of a silly name, but he didn't come up with it, so don't blame him. This Stim Pack variant is a real item in the lore, by the way. It's mentioned in an official Interplay newsletter named the Armageddon Rag Volume 4. This newsletter was to keep players up to date about Interplay's Fallout Online title. Of course, Fallout Online never saw the light of day, and eventually Bethesda secured the rights for an online Fallout, and we ended up getting 76 instead. But it's still super cool that DePolari has brought to life a little piece of what was to be the most powerful stim pack in existence, and it really is. The healing on these new stim packs is really good, by the way. If you check your inventory, you'll be able to see that there are rates ranging from 40% all the way up to 80% for the Super Duper. That is really good, especially if you're going to be playing with some really tough NPCs. Now that we're in the gameplay and immersion section, here's a mod that's probably better if I just show you. So here it is. Scream While Shooting is a simple but very immersive mod from the great BPS 42. It's simple to use. Just pick any gun of your choice, preferably an automatic, configure the amount of time you'd like to shoot before activating the scream, and fire away. If you're a big fan of high-capacity automatics, it really makes you feel like a proper warrior as you're mowing down your enemies and all of a sudden you let out a blood-curdling scream. It pairs really well with the 22 PDW in this list, but even with the autocannon, I found it to be pretty fitting, although I'm not sure if Nate is screaming in bloodlust or in shoulder pain there. There's a number of locations in Fallout 4 that are really just empty of any content. Yeah, they're technically dungeons, but there's nothing to shoot at and there's nothing to loot. Well, Vanilla Locations Plus overhauls these locations to contain a lot more content and a much better reason to visit any of these places. The mod touches 6 vanilla POIs to add new enemies, lore in the form of notes, and balanced loot to each location. Among these changes, there is also a brand new unique Gauss rifle you can find, and the mod is highly compatible, making sure not to break any precombines or previsibines. Now, stepping into campus offices, I was blown away, quite literally, by how strong the NPC enemies here were. So if you're the type who really likes strong enemies and revamped or brand new dungeons for you to play with, this is the mod you want to get. These locations feel great to play through with all these changes. And as we all know, feeling is important. And especially important is the feeling I get when killing NPCs. I just wish they'd feel something too. It's just strange that they all look so peaceful after how they met their end. Bounce, bounce, and bounce, bounce. Well, now with Fallout Emotions 2, NPCs will wear their emotions on their faces after you put them down with extreme prejudice. Each dead NPC will now reflect the shock, pain, and horror of finding out the hard way why you don't rush a vault dweller with an autocannon. Morbid jokes aside though, this is a good way to breathe a little life into NPCs while you journey through the wasteland. After all, it's pretty hard to argue that there's anything peaceful at all about taking a gravity hammer to the face. So next, I need you to take a gravity hammer to the like button and the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. And in my opinion, the winner for the best mod of the month is the HD Chems project by DePolari. I feel like this mod does the most out of any of these to transform the game experience without going a little too crazy in one direction or another. Instead, it supplements what's already there, and it also brings to life something that was previously long lost. Like, it isn't even available in any other Fallout game, and I think that's definitely deserving of recognition. So good job, DePolari, your mod won. And if you want to feel like a winner yourself, why don't you go to the description and click the link to join the Discord. You're gonna love it there. Once we get enough people, we'll start setting up community events so that maybe we can do some stuff together and hang out. And just as a reminder, Oblivion fans, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. We're getting right to it very shortly. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Snail. Take care, brush your hair. All right, see you guys next time.